Yo, what up guys? Siege video, Siege tournament, playing first round against Unknown. We'll look at the map later and how it kind of panned out. And first going into the matches, I went a little bit more try hard. So we get a bunch more of insta hits, insta kills, those kind of things. Bernard, Galley and Lucian. Pretty fast Bernard. Then Galleon doesn't have to be that fast, he just needs to put attack buff more, and then you just kill. Yay, we're done. They had a whole bunch of these defenses, so they had a lot of like Carcano, Clara with Savannah, but is it that good? That was actually a really tanky Clara. That was a 36, 37k HP Clara, which that's a decent amount. It's a decent amount. I do know that God of Fire does get like hella killed by what's it called? By the Carcano. But yeah, why not? Why not? Insta died. Insta died. But in the end, like 9 out of 10 you will win this fight. We had some guildies, they said they lost this. So Carcano was able to solo the Garo and Draco, but you need some heavy procs there because in general you need like a triple proc before he actually shoots through the Garo passive, because he switches into S2 every time. So even if he procs once, he procs into his S2, and then he needs another proc to actually kill. So yeah. So hitting more of those Claras. This one was a little bit on the risky side. I thought this would work, but you're like everything is high resistance, and most of the time Savannahs are not that high on Eki, because Savannah is difficult to make like every stats and then still also have high Eki. So therefore this team can work. You could put something else instead of Molong, but Molong actually makes it pretty nice because you can just one-shot the Carcano. So in this case I was like, okay, I need to start having like a little bit of chip heals. So kind of testing like who's more HP and that kind of stuff. Maybe I should have switched here. I think switching there would have been better than doing the S1. Yeah, I'm pretty sure, pretty sure. Because then you get like, you get hit, you get the defense buff and that kind of stuff. Really good stun from the Molong that helped me out a whole bunch. And then that skill, we proc again, and yeah, you got the defense buff, and Amelia heals like passively, so that helps out a lot as well. So yeah, then it's still like, it looked a little bit shady for a second, but then Amelia just procs the shit out of a fucking Savannah. Whatever. And if your Tiana is fast enough and you know it's not a Vio or it's not a Swift one, so it's Vio or Despair, you can just easily do this. And then this is just, I've been using this team like a lot, and I like Poseidon a lot also in my arena offenses, that kind of stuff. I even use him in RTA a little bit, but he's pretty good because he doesn't glance as 3. Well, can't do a proper siege without using an MST, right? So might as well do that. This team actually got a lot of wins. This team was the only team that was pretty much working for me for getting wins. Well, normally in Siege I have a lot of frontline defenses. Currently I only had 2, 3. And this was the only one working. So this is pretty much my prime team, which also throughout the season always just has been doing pretty well. It has some like A-class runes. That's this one works. This one just, it deals damage. It's fast. It's tanky. It's everything. So yeah, also really good offense as always. So can't do without. And this was a more interesting team they had. It was kind of like one of their variations of stuff. But in the end, it's not that great. It like kind of opens up for more creative offenses like this one. Like this is something I wouldn't normally use, but here it worked out pretty well. Like even if you glance, it barely matters. Look at the damage. Look at that damage. Yeah, this one was a pretty easy one, and this idea like it came from Lemon was just worked out really well. Very easy match, actually. And a headshot, 26k as one. Nice. So then I had to fight one more. Well, I think I fight another one after this as well. So this is a little bit tricky. I am on 100% resist though with all 3 units, so you kind of expect stuff to land. I do have Nemesis runes, and because of the Nemesis runes I cut here, which is maybe not the most optimal thing, I did get a really nice stun here, so I thought I was like, okay, I'm Gucci, I'm Gucci. I should have cleansed here. Did it matter? No, maybe I should have stunned here. Thing is, that did a lot more damage than I expected. That thing did a lot more damage than I expected. But I still thought like, okay, I should be still Gucci, right? We missed that on the middle, which is kind of sucky. And he procs, that one procs out. Oh, that's just too bad procs. That one has like an armor break because of it. That's too bad. That's too bad. It's kind of doubting what to do. But I was surprised my Rika just like hella died from like just one hit, because the Rika was decently tanky, I would say. Apparently not tanky enough. Not tanky enough. But yeah, this is also a tricky fight. And that was also apparently not tanky enough. And then, yeah, you're just done for. You're just done for. Also, I couldn't land anything but glancing. So, yeah, that was a fail. That was a fail. Can happen. Final fight, though, was against a CET, which I didn't have to fight that much. At least I didn't fight that many of those. So, thing is, if you have Tractor on the lowest HP, then it's pretty easy. Like, you only heal if Tractor is not on the lowest HP. You have a bunch of destroys on it, and yeah, the armor break is never gonna land. You just do a whole bunch of damage, and it's pretty doable match in general. So this is one of the more meta defenses right now, but I feel like it's not that strong. Okay, so that proc could have been risky there in that case, I guess. But then he would still need crit on water. So in this case, for example, we don't really want to heal because you just want to keep low HP. And then we're pretty much done. So that's 9 wins. Could have been 10. I think I needed a Rika that was... I think my Rika was maybe still too much speed for that team. I should have just made a 0 speed Rika with like a lot of tanky stats. Could have been 10-10, but in the end, 9-10 is not bad. Could be better, but it's not bad. So yeah, that's the thing. Like if I do Siege tournament, I take things a lot more serious. Like you see a lot more like one-shot teams, which, or like really safe teams like this, for example, I would say is pretty safe. You see a lot of those teams. That's normally not my normal Siege. My normal Siege is like, can the most inconsistent unit, Clara, next to a Zhongchang Lao, which is also super inconsistent, and then I maybe add a Changpeng, which is also very inconsistent, work together? Yeah, maybe not. Maybe not. So let's look at the actual map. So as you can see, for predictions, we're pretty good actually, because the only prediction I missed was Peace losing to Zakro Club. And besides that, all predictions, I'm still on point. So next round we have to play Aftermath EU, which is probably going to win this whole tournament. But we'll see. We're gonna give them some good fights, that's for sure. So let's watch back at the current match that we're talking about, which is Doubt against Unknown. So from the start, like right off, we were trying to keep like the 13 most of the time. That was mainly the idea. Like just keep pressure, keep for the 13. We didn't go for like backline cuts in this case. That was not really the plan. Sometimes it is a good thing to go for like backline cuts, but in the end we just played like pretty safe, like just on like 12, 13, that kind of stuff. And in the end, at some point it was pretty close. And we thought we had like they had even more wings, but they were hiding some losers. So therefore, at some point we were like, okay, they're playing like pretty slow and we're gaining like more and more lead. So around this time, at some point we were like 2k ahead here, and then they didn't pick up more pace, but they still had like a lot of wings. We had like 3k points here, but we still thought like, hey, they have a lot of wings, they have a lot of wings. And at some point we were like, okay, we thought they had more wings, but they're still not using stuff, and they're still like 3k points behind. And then gaining that 1.5k for us versus their 3k, even if they would take like half of the half of our current map, then they would still lose. And then at some point they called GGs, and it was like, oh, they hit hits, and therefore we were able to, yeah, pretty much get that consistent out. And in the end, I think we still even had like, I think we had like 15 attacks left, so we could have taken like 3 more towers at the end. But people were slacking, slackers. So yeah, that's it for that match. And next match, Aftermath EU, which was playing insanely well. They legit had like 12 people on 10-0. We had 2 people on 10-0 in our previous match. They had 12 people on 10-0 against Aftermath Legends, which is their sister guild, which they probably really know their defenses like ins and outs and everything. But still, 10 people, or like, no wait, 12 people on 10-0, that's a solid offense. So we'll see if they can solid offense our asses too, or they have more struggles with that. And we would have to step up our offense game because we had some slacky offenses. We had a few people going like 4 losers, 5 losers, 3 losers, which is like 2 losers. That's in Siege tournament is okay, but the moment we get like more than 2, I'm like prepare, yo, shit. So yeah, we'll see. Also, Aftermath EU has really crazy defense. They like pretty much everything is like it's LD party, man. There's pretty much not anything that doesn't have a free to play like a LD in there. So we'll see how it goes. Anyhow, guys, thanks for watching. See you in the next one.